Hello and welcome to the fourth video in the Microsoft Azure IaaS Architecture Best Practices for ARM series. I'm Jeff Langford, a Cloud Solutions Architect with the Microsoft State and Local Government team. In this section, we will be building out the advanced virtual machines in both the West and East regions using the Azure Resource Manager portal. The full listing of the videos in this series is listed here. In this video, we will continue the build out of our Azure infrastructure by creating some advanced virtual machines that use multiple hard disks and premium storage. We will continue towards the completion of the full scenario in the video following this one. The workload scenario that we are building in this video series is shown here. We have already built out the virtual network and created all of the basic virtual machines. Now we are ready to start building the advanced virtual machines. These are the SQL servers, which utilize premium storage for the operating system and databases. Let's get started. So here we are back in our portal, and you can see these are all of the things that we've created so far. We're ready to do the advanced virtual machines, so let's get started with the first SQL server. Click over here on Virtual Machines. This will bring up all the ones we've created so far. And we're just going to go ahead and click on Add up here. And now we're going to type in Windows, which will narrow down the list. What we want is Windows Server 2016 Data Center. That's the top one here. Let's go ahead and click on it. Resource Manager, Create. Now we're back into the basic settings that we did for all of the other virtual machines. And our first machine here is West US SharePoint SQL server number 1. And in this case, we're going to choose an SSD for the VM disk type instead of the HDD, which we did for all of the others. This is going to indicate that this is going to be a premium storage machine. Go ahead and type in our username and password. Okay, got those to match. Correct subscription. Make sure we put it in the right resource group. And in this case, this is our West VM database. Okay, location West US. Click on OK. And now we're going to choose the virtual machine size. Click on View All to give us a wide range of options here. And in this case, what we want to do is a DS3 standard. Now you'll notice when you look at the different machine sizes here, it'll tell you whether or not it has premium disk support. And in this case, the DS series definitely does. This is the size that we want, 4 cores, 14 gigs. Let's go ahead and click on that, and we'll select. Now we're going to put in all of our other options, just like we did with the other machines. We're going to choose the storage account. And in this case, only one storage account pops up, whereas before we had multiple listed. And the reason being is that this is a premium storage account that we created in the very beginning. So we're going to choose that. Make sure we get the right network and subnet. So it's going to go in VNet West. Put it in the right subnet. In this case, it's a database server, so that goes in the server's subnet. We don't need a public IP address, so we're going to choose none. Same with the network security group, because we're going to build those in the next video. Click on none. No extensions. We do want to create a high availability set, so we want both of these SQL servers in an availability set, so we'll create a new one. And this is IaaS-SP SQL. Click on OK. Okay, same monitoring and diagnostics choices as before. We're going to enable boot diagnostics, disable the guest OS diagnostics. Diagnostics storage account is the same as all the other ones, and we're just going to leave that. That's just fine. We'll click on OK. Running final validation, it's passed. Just give everything a quick once over. Make sure everything's correct. Yes, everything here is as we want it, so we'll go ahead and click on OK. And now it'll go ahead and go out and build that machine. While that one is building, let's add the second one in here, the second SQL Server. So we're going to go add. Same thing as before, type in Windows. Narrows the list down to just Windows Server. We want this top one here, Server 2016 Data Center. Click on Create. And just put in all of our basics again here. This is WUS SP SQL 02. It's SSD. Username and password again. Okay, got those right. Put it in that same resource group, which is West VM database. It's in the West US. Okay. Everything else here is going to be the same as before, except we're going to choose the availability set that we created. So this is going to be a DS3 V2. Select. Now we'll choose the storage accounts. It's going to be this premium storage again. Same network and same subnet. VNet West. Subnet is servers. And again, no public IP address and no network security group. So we'll choose none. And none again. The monitoring and everything else is okay. We need to just choose the availability set here. And you'll see this is the one that we created for that first SQL Server machine. We'll choose that and click on OK. And now that one is building as well. So I'm going to pause the video for a minute, and I will be back as soon as these are created, and then we'll go in and show you how to add additional disks in here. Okay, here we are back. We've got two more SQL servers that are building, the second one in West and the third one in East. This first one is completed, so we're going to go ahead and click on that, which will take us into the virtual machine. And this gives us all the information about it. But what we want to do is go into disks here, because we are going to add additional data disks for these SQL databases. And in this case, since we're running premium storage, we're going to go ahead and click here. We're going to say add a data disk. And then what type is it? You know, up here is the name. And we're going to change that, and then it's going to want, you know, the type, the account type, the size, etc. So we'll go ahead and leave it as the server name, and we'll get rid of this random number at the end, and we will call this data 01. It's going to be a new empty disk. It's premium, and it's going to be 1 terabyte in size. So now we're going to choose the storage container. It's that storage account, and it's in the VHDs container. If we wanted to, we could add another container and call it like data or something like that and put it in here. But in this case, we can just leave it in that because the only thing that's in the storage account is all of the drives that are associated with this particular virtual machine. So we'll go ahead and click on select. And then that's going to be our storage blob name. So everything looks okay. We'll click on OK. And it'll go ahead and add that data disk in there. Okay. This is where we can change host caching if we want. By default, your premium drives are set to read only. You can always change them to none or read write. We'll just leave it at that for now. Now we're going to add in another one. We want to do a total of 3 data disks, and one of them we're going to put the data on, one we're going to put the SQL logs, and the other one we're going to use for temp. In this case, go back to the name, go ahead and highlight it. Call this one data 02. It's new. Everything else is the same. Storage container. We'll go ahead and put it back in the same one. VHDs, select, and everything is good. We'll go ahead and add that one as well. Okay, so now we've got 2. We need one more data disk. This one's for the temp. Data 03. Storage container, we'll choose that same one again. VHDs and select. Looks okay. And there we go. So now we've added 3 premium storage 1 terabyte disks for all of our SQL data. We have our OS disk up here, which was created as we built the virtual machine. So all of the disks have now been added. The only other thing that we need to do while we're, I'll go ahead and go here. I forgot. Got to click on save. We'll save all of this. It'll update it. Okay, the deployment succeeded. That's all good. So now we're going to go into network interfaces. And we're going to pull this up and we're going to change the IP address and make it static. Okay, IP configurations. Click on this. Change it to static. This is in the right subnet. The only thing that we need to change is the actual address of it, and we have predetermined that this is going to be 3.11. Go ahead and click on save. It'll save that network interface and reboot the machine, and then we'll be good to go. Let's go back to the main screen here, and you'll see that the other ones have created just fine. So now all we need to do is do exactly the same thing. Go back in here, add in those other disks, and now all of our advanced virtual machines have been created as well. Let's go ahead and look at all resources for a minute. And I want to give you a good view of why we are doing all of this with the consistent naming conventions and everything. You can tell by the little icons over here what each of these things are, but it gets very confusing when you get a lot of things. It's like, okay, what exactly does that mean? And what is this icon? I don't really remember, right? So in order to make it easier, we kind of want to add in our naming convention, what these things are, right? So if we start out here, we call this as a VNet, we know that that is virtual network, right? And everything that's associated with that is further followed by that same naming convention with additional information behind it. So it makes it very easy for us to just kind of scroll through all of our resources and very quickly determine what these things are. Another easy way to sort and find things is if you go over here to the type column, and you can click on that, and now you will be sorting by the type. So you'll see all of your availability sets are together. Here's all your connections, your gateways, all of your network interfaces, storage accounts, etc. And it makes it very easy to go around and find what things are where. Additionally, you can sort by resource group if you want to. What's everything in the East network? What's in the database? We've got these three things, etc. So it makes it really easy and quick to find anything that you're looking for. All right, let's go back here to the main screen. And that concludes this video. We've added the 3 advanced virtual machines here, and really the only thing that we did is add additional disks to them, and we made them part of a premium storage accounts. And other than that, the creation was pretty much the same as the basic ones. So join me in the final video in the series, number 5, which is where we will be covering off on creating load balancers for our web front ends for SharePoint. And we will be applying network security groups on our subnets so that we can help to secure the traffic. Thank you.